Back in July 2023, we flew out to Thailand to check out the debut of the all-new 6th generation Mitsubishi Triton. Now that has been over a year ago now, and finally it's in Malaysia as promised before the end of 2024. This is supposedly a bigger and tougher version of the Triton. Let's see what it's all about. Firstly, let's address the variants of the all-new Triton. So with this all-new version, we now get 4 double cab variants and 1 single cab variant. The double cab variants include the Athlete, Premium, GL Auto and GL Manual, while the single cab is exclusively available with a manual transmission only. Now, the first thing to address about the 6th generation Triton is its new design philosophy. If the 5th generation was all about being small with a small turning radius and a short wheelbase, this one is more about being a robust workhorse. This is bigger in just about every dimension: length, width, height and even wheelbase. And with the longer wheelbase, it means that the turning radius is now at 6.2 meters, which is 0.3 more than it used to be. Besides the increased turning radius, the new Triton is also a bit less agile in terms of its ramp breakover angle, approach angle and departure angle as well. Although the longer wheelbase means that some agility is sacrificed, there are a few good points to it. One of it being the slightly more stable ride during highway driving, the other being the fact that the rear overhang is now slightly shorter despite the truck having a slightly longer truck bed. This means you can put more load without the risk of the truck squatting, and you can also put a heavier metal canopy should you want to. And in terms of the ladder frame chassis, the I-beam now gets a larger cross-sectional area, which means this truck has a better bending and torsional rigidity. As for the overall look of the Mitsubishi Triton, I'll be honest with you, I do prefer the look of the 5th gen over this one. I think that the front end looked a bit sleeker and I kind of miss the axe-like taillights, but I guess this one here has its own appeal. There's a new engine for the 6th generation Mitsubishi Triton, which is the 4N16, and upon its debut last year, there were 3 engine tuning settings for this 4N16 with 3 different power output levels. But for Malaysia, we're only getting 2 out of the 3 engine tunings, and since this one right here is the Athlete, it gets the range-topping high-performance 4N16 with a large made-in-Korea Garrett turbocharger. This one makes 204 metric horsepower and 470 Nm of torque. As for the 4 lower variants of the Triton, the 4N16 makes a lower output and also gets a smaller turbocharger. This one makes 184 metric horsepower and 430 Nm of torque. There's also a third engine tuning option, which we don't get, which only makes 150 horsepower and 330 Nm of torque. As for the transmission, depending on the variant, you either get a 6-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual transmission. The 6-speed automatic has been carried over from the 5th gen, but the 6-speed manual has something interesting, which is the fact that it gets shift-by-wire technology to reduce cabin vibration. As for its off-roading prowess, the Mitsubishi Triton Athlete comes with the Super Select 2 4-wheel drive system, while the rest of the pack get the Easy Select 4-wheel drive system. The Athlete variant also gets 7 driving modes, which are Normal, Eco, Gravel, Sand, Mud, Snow and Rock. Another exclusive item to the Athlete variant is an electric power steering system. The other variants all get a hydraulic power steering system instead. So we're sitting inside the Triton Athlete, and this is the only variant that gets a power adjustable driver seat with lumbar support. It also gets a dark headliner just to separate it from the rest of the pack. Now, what I do like about the Triton is that it maintains a lot of physical buttons, even for the head unit. So at the bottom right here, there's a lot of physical buttons for the aircon controls, and below the main head unit, there are a lot of physical buttons for your brightness, volume and everything else. Usability, cubby space is also quite nice inside here. There's an upper glove box, a lower glove box, sunglasses holder, and there's a pretty big armrest storage box. As for the screens, we get this floating head unit which comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also a semi-digital instrument cluster. Now, what I do think could be better is that if this head unit could come with a 360-degree view. Now, it only comes with a reverse camera. Another thing that could be better is that if the windows could be automatic windows all around. Right now, it's only automatic for the driver only.
At the back, space is decent for a work truck. Now the backrest is no longer as reclined as it used to be. There are some amenities at the back like blowers here which pull air from the front and blow them to the back. There's a USB-A port, USB-C port and also a 12-volt socket. This armrest has two holders, and behind the backrest there's a bit of space to store your items. Lastly, let's address the truck bed of the Triton. So this is the athlete variant, so it gets this rear spoiler. As standard, the stepper at the back is also now larger, which makes it easier for you to access the truck bed. Unfortunately, there is no easy lift tailgate. There are also no power sockets at the back, although the truck bed is now slightly longer than it used to be, now at 1.55 meters. So that's the all-new Mitsubishi Triton for you. 5 variants with 4 of them being double cab variants. For more information on the truck, head on to AutoBuzz.my.